Do you think a CFO, a CPA, or an accountant all do the same thing? Think again. While they all deal with numbers, their roles couldn't be more different. And if you're a CEO, knowing who does what can make or break your business. So who really runs the numbers in a company? Let's break it down. I'm RJ, the CEO coach, and I'm a 6-time venture and private equity-backed CEO. During my career, I was coach to great success, and now I coach other CEOs to achieve their own higher levels of success. In my coaching practice, I occasionally have CEOs and founders who don't fully understand the difference in roles and responsibilities of the various numbers experts that are helping them. By having a better grasp of each professional's financial role and skill set, a CEO can get more out of each of them, and more importantly, run and grow their companies better. Let's start with the CFO. I often ask CEOs and owners of companies, do you have a CFO? And surprisingly, many answer, I have an accountant or a CPA. And they think that's the same thing. Well, this is a very common misconception, and they don't realize that a CFO and accountant actually serve very different purposes, even though they're both numbers experts. The best way to think about the CFO is a strategic partner to the CEO, looking ahead and planning for growth via the numbers. Meanwhile, your CPA and accountant, they focus on the past and the present, keeping the financials accurate and compliant. The CFO isn't just a numbers person, they're a business strategist. Like the CEO, the CFO is looking forward, focused on growth, decision-making, and the big picture. They work side by side with the CEO and the board to drive the company forward. On the other hand, your accountant should be focusing on the past and the present, on daily financial tracking, managing things like bookkeeping, payroll, reports, to keep operations running smoothly. Accountants, particularly CPAs or a certified public accountant, also specializes in tax filings and audits and financial regulations to ensure the company remains compliant in all of its financial reporting. While the CFO looks ahead, the CPA looks back to ensure the numbers add up. Let's dig a little deeper and look at the CFO's role in business growth. As I said, the CFO isn't just tracking numbers, they're building the future. They manage financial modeling, cash flow, forecasting, fundraising, and potentially even investor relations, and to scale the company and prepare for major moves like an exit, for example. Meanwhile, the accountant focuses on the day-to-day financials, tracking transactions, handling payroll, doing accounts receivables, accounts payables, and keeping the records organized so that you can properly run the business. The CFO usually reports to the CEO and the board of directors, advising on and guiding major financial decisions. But they don't do it alone. The CPA and accountant provide the technical financial data that fuels those strategic choices. The CPA and accountant focus on the past and present, keeping the financials accurate. The CFO takes those numbers, then uses them to plan for the future. Okay, those are some of the key differences between your CFO and accountant, which is a perfect time to give a shout out to our sponsor, Insight Matters. If you're running a 7 or 8 figure business, you know that growth and profitability come down to making the right financial decision. That's where Insight Matters comes in. Their team of fractional CFOs, fractional accountants, and controllers and bookkeepers can do everything we literally just talked about. So whether you're scaling fast, preparing for an exit, or just want better financial clarity in your business, Insight Matters helps grow smarter and more profitably. Check them out at financeinsightmatters.com or click the link below and take control of your business finances today. Once again, a huge thank you to Insight Matters for sponsoring this video. Now, let's dive back into this. How should a CEO work with a CFO? Well, a CEO's job isn't just running the business today, it's building for tomorrow. And as I said, your CFO, they're not just handling the financial reports, they're your strategic partner helping you grow the company, which could mean raise capital and plan for an exit. A strong CEO-CFO relationship means alignment on number one, Growth and strategy. Where is the business headed? Is it properly modeled for the company's future? Number 2, financial health. Are we on track with cash flow and profitability? And number 3, exit readiness. How do we position ourselves for a sale or even an IPO if you're at that scale? A great CFO should think like a CEO, making decisions that drive long-term value creation. Great CFOs don't just report financials, they use data to guide the strategy. So as the CEO, you should expect your CFO to provide clear financial forecasts, cash flow, profitability, burn rate, also scenario planning, the what-if models for different growth strategies. So for example, let's say you're going to launch into a new channel. You may be hiring a new sales force or trying a new marketing strategy or potentially even acquiring a new company or launching a new product. Those are all different scenarios where a CFO can work with a CEO to model those things out. And of course, data-backed recommendations, investments or cutbacks that will have big impacts on the profitability and the growth of the company. A CEO-CFO partnership isn't just about reviewing past numbers. It's about making data-driven decisions for the future. What about capital raising and managing cash? Well, growth requires capital, and your CFO should be leading the charge when it comes to fundraising strategy, equity versus debt, investor relations, valuation, also cash flow management we've mentioned before, but ensuring there's enough runway to fuel your growth and expansion. And of course, risk mitigation, avoiding financial pitfalls that could hurt the company. A CEO should challenge their CFO to optimize capital efficiency, growing aggressively, but without running out of cash. And what about planning for an exit? Well, every great CEO and founder is thinking about the end game, whether it's an acquisition, an IPO, or a private equity buyout. Your CFO plays a critical role in preparing for an exit by optimizing financials, making the business look attractive to buyers, creating investor-ready reports, EBITDA, revenue growth, key valuation drivers, and managing due diligence once a process starts, ensuring a smooth acquisition or investment process. In my coaching practice, I encourage my CEOs to start exit planning early. In fact, I want my CEOs to run their companies with the financial insights and disciplines such that they would be ready anytime a potential acquirer knocked on their door, be it in 5 days from now or 5 years from now. A great CEO is already and continuously executing their growth plans because that's simply the best way to run a company, whether you're planning on selling or not. A great CFO will help ensure that your business is financially structured to maximize valuation if and when the time comes. So, how do you collaborate and manage your CFO to get the most out of this partnership? First and foremost, set clear expectations. Align on the goals for growth, capital, and exit planning. Demand proactive insights. Expect forward-looking strategies, not just reports. Ask your CFO to be proactively thinking about things that I should be thinking about as the CEO. And of course, you're going to want to sit down and have regular strategy meetings with your CFO. The best CEO-CFO teams are in sync, constantly iterating their forward financial model, as well as the verbal narrative of what their strategy is. For example, what if we launched a new product, entered a new market, hired more salespeople, or acquired a new company? What do all those scenarios look like? How are they modeled? What do they look like numerically? And lastly, ensuring transparency. In other words, no surprises. Your CFO should surface issues long before they become problems. A great CFO isn't just a finance executive. They're literally the CEO's business partner. Okay, we focus more on the CFO here versus the accountant because most CEOs, frankly, don't get as much as they should have out of their CFOs. This does not detract from the importance of your CPA or accountant at all. Of course, we've got to get numbers right. But I'm focusing more on the CFO here because the CFO can play a bigger role in playing offense, i.e. growing and scaling the company forward and towards an exit. We'll get to our final takeaway, but before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more strategies about how to level up your CEO game. And if you want help planning how to get the most out of your CFO, please visit us at www.inclinecapital.net or check the link in the show notes. All right, the final takeaway. The CEO plus CFO equals success. The best CEOs know that a CFO isn't just there to count money. They're there to help you make money. Want to scale your business and prepare for a successful exit? Get aligned with your CFO. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you very much for joining, and go crush it.